Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm Rev Robin Bird Singler. At this moment in time, that's what I'm calling myself. And I'm feeling guided to do a reading from A Course in Miracles today. It's a very powerful reading. It's from the second edition of A Course in Miracles. Profound teaching, modern day teaching of Jesus, and he helps us out greatly, gives us all the tools we need to embrace love and peace and freedom in this gorgeous book. What I'd like to read for you today is from the workbook. It follows lesson 250. It's from the second edition, and it is the answer to the question, what is sin? The word sin. What does that mean? It has a powerful connotation in the world, in the Christian world, in the world of God that we are aware of here on planet Earth. The word sin tends to mean something that is unforgivable, something that God doesn't want us to do. It contains that word sin. It's only a 3-letter word. And yet it really speaks to this sense of punishment, of condemnation that is not temporary. It's a permanent condemnation. It's a permanent stain, a permanent mistake. It's an error that's occurred that can't be corrected. And that deserves punishment. It deserves judgment. And it's not difficult to see this played out in the world in many, many forms. And so this definition, this clarification in this teaching is very important to freeing ourselves from this definition that the word sin kind of brings up, these connotations. This belief that something could have gone so wrong that God has to condemn it and punish, and that there's some sort of eternal quality to this. A mistake can be made, it's eternal, it's permanent, it can't be fixed. And so it's this inescapable means of holding fear and guilt in place. And it's easy to see that, if we believe in eternal sin, how can we love God? How can we love ourselves? How can I know myself and experience myself as a peaceful presence if I believe in the sin of the world, the sin of religion? And so Jesus is going to help us out. So I'm going to read this and see what comes from the Spirit to help clarify this for us and see what we're really talking about. What is this 3-letter word, sin? What is that? All right, beautiful. Thank you. What is sin? Sin is insanity. Sin is insanity. It is the means by which the mind is driven mad and seeks to let illusions take the place of truth. And being mad, it sees illusions where the truth should be and where it really is. Sin gave the body eyes, for what is there the sinless would behold? What need have they of sights or sounds or touch? What would they hear to reach or grasp? what would they sense at all? To sense is not to know. And truth can be but filled with knowledge and nothing else. Okay, well, that's the first paragraph. That's quite a bit of content already. So let's take a quick look at this. Sin is insanity. Sin is insane. The concept of sin is insane. This already is a great relief. Sin gave the body eyes. So in the previous reading I did, what is the world? Jesus is just taking us to another level. He's building on that definition. What is the world? The world is illusory. The world is something that I've created in my mind to hide from the love of God, from the love that's eternal in all of us. Sin gave the body eyes. The idea that I have sinned has created the world. It's projected a world of illusion so that my precious self could become lost in a world of complexity and of sin, which is a belief that I've done something really bad and that it can't be fixed, and that therefore I deserve punishment. This line, to sense is not to know. And so what does the body do? I'm aware of my senses. We talk about the 5 senses, and is there a 6th sense? All of this sensing. I have a sense that. I find myself saying that a lot to myself in my mind and to others. I have a sense that, or I'm sensing this. Jesus is kind of blowing the lid off that. He's saying that to sense is not to know. It's not knowledge. And so we're in this world of illusion, thinking that it's real. And yet he's saying you're using senses that aren't real and that they don't speak for the truth. They aren't knowledge. My ears don't actually hear anything that I can rely on. My eyes don't see. Sin gave the body eyes. It's really interesting how he's unfolding this for us, unpacking this for us. And it continues, the body is the instrument the mind made in its efforts to deceive itself. Its purpose is to strive. Indeed. Do bodies strive? They certainly do. All bodies strive in one form or another. The body clamors to have its needs met. Food, water, light, sleep, safety, cover from the elements, sexual needs, on and on and on. And isn't the striving exactly what deep within we all want to escape that? We all want to step out of that place of constantly striving, surviving. Strive and survive. It seems that that's the best that we can do oftentimes when we're caught up in the world of senses, the world of fear, this idea of sin. I hear Jesus telling us that this idea of sin is what keeps the striving in place. Yeah, so let's see what else he has to say. The body is the instrument the mind made in its efforts to deceive itself. Its purpose is to strive. Yet can the goal of striving change? And now the body serves a different aim for striving. What it seeks for now is chosen by the aim the mind has taken as replacement for the goal of self-deception. Truth can be its aim, as well as lies. The senses then will seek instead for witnesses to what is true. Okay. There's some hope here. There's a lifeline there in that second paragraph. The body is the instrument the mind made in its efforts to deceive itself, to keep this illusion in place. Its purpose is to strive. But the body can serve another purpose. It can serve the purpose of loosening illusions, of stepping back from illusions, so that goal of self-deception can be handed over. And so that what was made, the body, the world of time and space, the striving mechanism that we all seem to spin around in, can be repurposed to reveal the truth so that that can be in our awareness again. Sin is the home of all illusions, which stand for things imagined, issuing from thoughts that are untrue. They are the proof that what has no reality is real. Sin proves God's Son is evil. Timelessness must have an end, and eternal life must die. And sin proves that God himself has lost the Son he loves. With but corruption to complete himself, his will overcome forever by death, love slain by hate, and peace to be no more. So sin is the hallmark of the illusory state we find ourselves in. It's the home of all illusions. So this illusory, striving existence we seem to be cycling through continually is illusory. It actually isn't our home. It doesn't come from God. It comes from my own mind. It comes from my wish to believe in what is not real, in what is not true. And that's quite different than the accepted definition of sin. Now, I'm hearing Jesus say, this is not permanent. The belief in sin is a choice. And sin is not real. And there is not eternal condemnation and damnation waiting for me, the sinner. A madman's dreams are frightening. And sin appears indeed to terrify. Yes, it does. Sin is terrifying. Just the word is terrifying because of our beliefs and what we think it is. And yet what sin perceives is but a childish game. The Son of God may play he has become a body, prey to evil and to guilt, with but a little life that ends in death. He's saying we can pretend. We can play a game, and we are playing a game. But all the while his Father shines on him and loves him with an everlasting love, which his pretenses cannot change at all. Ah, yes, relief, the truth. It isn't true. It isn't true. The call for judgment and pain and suffering, victimhood, seeing the sinner out there and yet secretly seeing it within ourselves, it's being wiped away here. It's just being wiped away for us. Jesus is calling these pretenses, these beliefs we have, the justification to keep these beliefs in place. He's calling them a childish game. A childish game doesn't appear to be serious. It's not lasting. It's just a silly game that children play. I so welcome that. Oh, I so welcome that interpretation. Thank you. And in this final paragraph is the question that we're being asked. How long, O Son of God, will you maintain the game of sin? Shall we not put away these sharp-edged children's toys? How soon will you be ready to come home? Perhaps today? There is no sin. Creation is unchanged. There is no sin. Creation remains unchanged. Would you still hold return to heaven back? Would you still hold return to eternal love back? How long, O Holy Son of God, how long? And that is the question indeed that I am left with as I let this teaching soak in to my mind. How long am I willing to delay by holding on to beliefs that are just simply a game I play? A silly game of sin that can be laid aside and replaced by the truth that has not changed because I've wanted to change it. The illusion of a world of suffering, of an eternal death sentence, can be wiped away, can be given away, can be given up. I can feel that longing for release from this cycle of birth and death, the cycle of hopelessness with occasional little bits of peace and joy and inspiration mixed in. That is not the inheritance that belongs to us. Jesus is asking, how long will we maintain this game? And this invitation to lay down the childish game of pretending I'm separate from love, pretending I'm not eternal. Yeah, this game is coming to an end. This game is coming to an end. Yeah. There's such a longing to let that go and let all the responsibilities of time and space go. Let it just fall away. and let love and joy and inspiration take its place. I'm so grateful for this teaching. I'm so grateful to be able to share it and extend it to you. May it be helpful in your journey today. May it be the perfect thing you needed to hear today. Thank you so much. Endless blessings of love to you.